What's up guys, in this video I'm going to be installing the Govee RGBIC Underglow on my car. I have installed their Underglow before, but it was just their RGB Underglow, and I actually hit a tire on the highway. It was like a piece of a blown out tire, and it like broke part of my bumper and ripped off like the splash shield underneath, and that's what I had the Underglow attached to, so that Underglow no longer works and I took it off. So that Underglow is all gone, but they sent me this Underglow to put on for this video, and I actually have their interior lights too, the RGBIC interior lights, and I love them. They're really cool. They have a bunch of cool features where you can have like the strip light up as different colors and all kinds of stuff, which I will show you at the end of the video. But we'll go ahead and look at what is in the box. They get a user manual to show you how to use them, and then just their app, which is how you control it with Bluetooth, which you don't have to have, but it is definitely, you definitely want the app because that is definitely where you get all the cool features. But it also comes with a remote you can use to turn them on and off. And then it has these mounting clips, which you can use if you're screwing them in. I'm just going to use the tape, but this works if you want to do that too. And then they also give you a bunch of zip ties to help install them, which I would definitely use. I use a lot of zip ties last time I installed the Underglow. And then here are the screws that you can use with the clips. And then you can see here, let me try not to spill this everywhere, but here, that is the control box there, which will be wired to your battery, which I will show you how to do that. And then you just have the 4 strips that come off of that, and you just kind of have 2 lines, which one would go from the front on the one side, and then the other one would go from the side to the rear, which it kind of depends where your battery is. That's my battery right there. So I'm probably going to install the wires there, and then I'll just run them down and out of the way, so they'll kind of go down in there somewhere. And you will probably have to take your wheels off to run the wires. I'm pretty sure I'll have to, because I can't really reach under the car. I might just jack it up. And you just gotta zip tie all the wires out of the way and away from hot and moving parts. But let's go ahead and get started with the installation. You'll want to start with the battery part and get them attached to your battery, because that's obviously the most important part. You don't want to install them and then realize that it won't reach your battery. So you'll have to have them connected to your positive and negative. If I can get that clip off back there. So I'm just going to have mine, they're going to be screwed into there, and then on the back on the negative battery terminal there. And that's where you'll put your positive and negative, and you just know red to red and black to black for the positive and negative. They give you plenty of wire to work with. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start with this on the ground, and then I'm going to pull the wire up through the engine bay here. You might need like a hanger or something and tie it to this, and then you'll kind of pull it up through, because you don't have to shove all this stuff down your engine bay to get to the bottom. So I'm going to take the tie off this wire and get that attached, and then I'll show you where to go from there. So as you can see, they are working, and the best way I figured out to do it was I started here by mounting the control box, which is right here. It's mounted on the side of like this computer part of my car that's on like a plastic box, and I just use I used the tape that was included on the control box, and then I added some extra tape just to make sure that it's solid. And you can see here's the wire coming down to all the other underglows, so I can all wire that from here. And then the easiest way I found, I just took my headlight out and reached down, and I pulled the wire up, and you can see it goes out of the way and through that hole. Down here it's zip tied to the battery terminal wire, and then it comes through this little wire thing, and that's where I have it attached to the battery. So that is all good to go. So now it is time to start planning out how I want to wire this Underglow. So now I have all the lights kind of planned out where they're gonna go. You can see under there, they're all sitting like under where they're supposed to go. And I like have them behind the wheels and everything, so I'm just gonna stick them up there, and then I'm gonna figure out how to tuck the wires from there and get them all zip tied out of the way. But basically, it's kind of pretty much just car specific on where you want to put them. Because my car is low, I don't want them to be on the lowest part of the car anywhere. So I'm going to put them, I don't really know if I can show you, but you can see here's the side skirt, and that's probably a little bit too low because these side skirts here, you can see if I stuck them there, they'd stick down farther than the actual side skirt, so I don't want to actually scrape them. So I'm going to put them back here, which is kind of like behind the pinch weld back here, and that's where I'm going to stick them so they are kind of like protected. And that's where I had my last ones. I didn't have any issues with jacking it up or anything because they're far enough in there. And then in the front, really my only option is sticking them to the bottom of my splitter, which I am a little bit worried about because this scrapes a lot. So I guess we'll just kind of have to stick them on there and see how long they last. But if not, I might just have to tuck the front ones kind of up and away, or maybe like wire them up so they kind of light up like the inside of the grill or something like that. And then on the back, my option on the back is also a little weird. I can't really show you because it's too low, but there's nothing that goes below the exhaust that I can attach them to. So they have to go above the exhaust. So they're kind of going to be zip tied to the area where like my spare tire is. There's a heat shield there. I'm just going to zip tie them to that. So they will be on top of the exhaust, but it'll at least get a little bit of a glow coming out on the rear. So I'm going to go ahead and stick them all up there and kind of zip tie the wires out of the way. There's really not much I can show. But you can see it's just all this stuff under there, and you got to figure out how to get your wires out of the way of moving parts and just kind of zip tie them out of the way and make sure they're all tight. And then I'm going to take some simple green and this towel and clean all of the areas that I'm sticking them to so it has a nice clean surface for the 3M tape to stick to. But other than that, I'm going to go ahead and get them installed, and then I'll start showing you all the different modes and stuff they have with the lights. So as you can see, I have it finished. All I did was I just ran the wires somewhere I had in the battery, and it went down, and it went up the fender well and then back down and stuck it there, and then the same in the rear, except I had it, I zip tied it to the fender well up in the back, and then it kind of goes over the exhaust. So you can see it kind of looks a little weird back here because of the diffuser and my exhaust being underneath it, but it still looks good, and it has all these really cool modes with the Bluetooth app, and then it also has that remote, but you just get the Govee Home app and install that on your phone, and then you can play with all the different modes. So I'll go ahead and give you a little screen recording of the app to show you that. But you can see it is super cool. There's all kinds of modes. It can sync to the music, so it can sync to whatever the microphone on your phone is picking up. And there's all different colors. You can make your own colors. There's pre-made colors. There's pre-made modes. You can make your own modes with like this rainbow here. Like I made this. This isn't like a mode that it has. You can just kind of make like custom modes that it'll go through, and you can make stuff that looks like this with any color you want. So it is super cool. It's actually really bright too. You can control the brightness, and it is way brighter than any of the other Underglow that I've had or seen. So I'm going to go ahead and show you a screen recording of the app so you can see what that looks like. So you can see here's the app. This is what it looks like when you open it. These are my interior lights, which are also Bluetooth, but those I just want to turn on right now. And then I have the Underglow, so all I got to do is press it, and then you'll wait for it to connect. It just connected, and boom, all you got to do is turn it on, and now it is on. And you can see there's the microphone mode. This is where it senses to whatever the microphone on your phone is sensing. And here's all the colors. You can see you can make like you select these, and then boom, you can change the color there, and then that shows up on my actual Underglow. And then you can do select all, and that's where you change just the overall color of it. And you can change like your whites here. You can go to any custom color you want here. There's even a color wheel, and you can save your own colors and have all your own custom colors. Then there's these scene modes, which are just different modes that make the lights do different stuff. And kind of like you can just see, I mean, they have like these different labels, but you just kind of have to play with it to see what you like most. And then here's the DIY section where I have these, where I like this police one where it flashes like police lights and then the rainbow. But then you can make a new one by pressing this, and you can see there's all of the different like modes you can have, the speed, the colors, all kinds of stuff like that. You can make custom names for them. So that's pretty much it. I would highly recommend these, and it is a super cool thing to have and just play with on your car. But that's pretty much it for the Underglow. So now I'm going to be installing these Govee Rocklights on my girlfriend's car. It is pretty much the exact same process as the Underglow, except instead of wiring them or like sticking them to underneath the car, you'll just screw them into the fender liners above the wheels. And since my car's low, you wouldn't really be able to see the light. So I'm going to be doing it on my girlfriend's Subaru Forester, and that should be able to show the results quite a bit better. And then it also uses the same app, so I'm just going to go ahead and install them, and then I'll show you a comparison between the two whenever they are installed. But it comes with the instructions and booklet and things like that. And then these are bolts and nuts for installing the Rocklights when you bolt them on. And then if we take them out, you can see here is what one looks like. It is just a Rocklight there with it can be controlled by the Govee app. These are actually really like surprisingly high quality for what this is. As you can hear, it is hard metal, so this would definitely be good for a lifted off-road car or any type of car that would get abuse and needs these Rocklights on it. That will look super cool. You can have them change different colors and all that, which I'll show you later. And in here, we will look in this box. This is the control box type thing, I guess is the best way I can explain it to you. And you'll see this is the box, and then here is the on and off switch for the lights, and then this will go to the battery there. And there's all of these plugs here, there's 4 of them, and they plug into the lights there, and you can see they have a watertight seal. So they have this O-ring that goes in there like that, and then this cap goes over and screws over, and that keeps the water out. So if it's an off-road car that's going to be muddy and getting wet, these are perfectly okay for that. They also give you zip ties to install it, and just lights and then more bolts. So now that you've seen what all of that looks like, I'm going to go ahead and install them, and then I will show you what it looks like when they're done. So here are the Rocklights installed on my girlfriend's Subaru Forester. Right now it's on lightning mode, which just kind of flashes like that. I'll switch it. I'm recording on my phone, which has the app on it, but I'll switch it in the next clip and show you just what it looks like with one of the colors. But they're actually really bright, and it doesn't look a whole lot like it because I have flash on, but it shines like all the way across the ground and back. And you can see what it looks like compared to my Underglow, which is just having that rainbow color. And then there you can see it's super bright. It lights up the whole fender well. So if you have an off-road car that's lifted or with big tires and wheels, this would be really cool for that. But since my car was lowered, I didn't really put it on mine because I didn't think it would look all that great. So I'm going to go ahead and switch the mode and show you what that looks like. So here it is on red. You can see just the way red works. It's not as bright as like white or other colors, but you can see it shines out all the way on the ground, and it's super bright here in the wheel well. And it actually looks pretty good for like a lifted car, I would say. It doesn't really fit my car, so if I were to have a preference, I would prefer the Underglow just because it lights up more of the ground, and I think it's a little bit more flashy. But if I had like a lifted truck to test this on, it would definitely be really cool. But that's pretty much it. I will leave a link in the description for both of these products if you'd like to order them. The app is really great. It's the same Same, I'm not going to re-show it again just because the Rocklights are exactly the same as the Underglow, but it has the same features, same app, and it does all of the same stuff. You connect to it the same way via Bluetooth, and I would highly recommend these if you want Rocklights, or if you have a lowered car like me and want Underglow. So huge thanks to Govee for sending these out. Please leave a like and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram at Nickjoenap, the same as my channel name, and I will see you in the next video.